you enjoyed, and I hope you enjoyed that interview with Jeff Allison. I certainly appreciate him giving us the opportunity to sit down with us and talk about his album entitled Another Level. God is certainly doing some great things in his life, and we thank him again for sharing his music and his ministry with us. I want to share one of his songs off of his album with you in this edition of the Pastor's Playlist. One of the songs that really blessed me is entitled Another Level. Take a listen. I told you that CD was bad. Yeah, that's my man Jeff Allison doing it big for the kingdom. Thank you again, Jeff, for sitting down with us. If you want to purchase Jeff Allison's CD, you can go to cdbaby.com or go to his website, jeffallison7.com. Or email us at PSTRNIMMONSTV@gmail.com. We'll give you more information and more details on how you can add another level to your gospel music library. Next up is another good friend of ours, Kearse Gardner, who is a gospel lyricist, a spoken word artist. And she sat down with us to talk about her recent project called Potpourri for the Soul. I'm so glad that she took this opportunity to sit down with us, because spoken word is a genre that is on the rise, and is one that is very powerful and very thought-provoking. So I wanted to share a little bit of that interview with you before we get into some of her music. Take a look.
What inspired me to put spoken word to music is one of the things I wanted to do is take away the normal perception that people have of spoken word. And that's an artist on stage with a live band or some congos or bongos, and they're doing the act of spoken word. Well, what I wanted to do is say, no, that's not what spoken word is. I wanted to take it outside the box and say, it's more to this. You can put music to it and create some other feelings for the people to be able to relate to. So I just kind of wanted to take away the normal perception that people have for spoken word. I have been doing spoken word for 15 years now, and it kind of started with me going through some things in life, and I started putting it to the paper. God just said, write these things down. As I began to write things down, I learned to write metaphorically, and that is what makes a great spoken word artist, is being able to write with metaphor. What inspired me to do the album is going back to, like I said, I wanted to bring something different and say, you can take spoken word and add more than just a jazz feel to it. I wanted to appeal to everyone. So I put a little hip hop in there. I put a little Spanish in there. I put a little rock in there as well. And I tried to appeal even to the old school, having the old school funk. And what I wanted to do is just do something different and try to put spoken word on the map. It is underground still, and it's been around forever. And what I wanted to try to accomplish is to bring it from underground and bring it up to the forefront so people can appreciate it a little bit. Well, my favorite song, and I do call them songs.
Okay.
We are going to call them songs. My favorite on there is Dream Killer because it speaks to low self-esteem. And everybody goes through a period in life where they have low self-esteem. And when I actually wrote the poem, it was inspired from another young lady that I was talking to and just trying to help to build her self-esteem. And I went home one day and wrote that poem, and it was birthed from her experience. And I wanted to put it out there that in order to get to success in life, first of all, you have to have high self-esteem. If you do not have high self-esteem, you're not going to believe in yourself. So that's one of the songs I truly, truly love, and I hope it touches a young lady or a young man. Well, if you want to purchase Potpourri for the Soul, which is the name of the CD, you can go to my website, kstylescafe.com. You can go to iTunes. You can go to digstation.com. You can also go to CD Baby and also Napster.
Well, I know you were blessed by that interview from Kearse Gardner. I want to thank her again for sitting down with us to share what God is doing in her life and to share her music with us and this ministry. I want to share a song that really blessed us and touched us on this album entitled Potpourri for the Soul. The song is entitled Ghetto Intellect. And I want to play that song for you right here on the Pastor's Playlist. Take a listen.
The streets of the ghetto, there are no friendly hellos. The fellow on the corner is all about passing that street candy. Ain't nothing dandy about this street life. It brings nothing but deadly strife. But in his eyes, this is the good life. He got a wife and kids to support. He can't afford to come up short. He wants out of the projects, but he feels like corporate America will only issue him a reject. Showing no respect for his ghetto intellects. But his boys, they show him mad respect and accepts him and his sharp ghetto intellects.
I know you enjoyed that song, Ghetto Intellect, from Kearse Gardner off her album Potpourri for the Soul. I'm sure it blessed you just as much as it blessed me. If you want to pick that album up, you can go to cdbaby.com or you can go to iTunes and pick that album up and add it to your gospel music library, or email us at PSTRNIMMONSTV@gmail.com. We'll make sure you get all the information you need so that you can pick that album up. You need to add it to your gospel music library. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Pastor's Playlist. I want to thank my two guests, Jeff Allison and Kearse Gardner, for sitting down and chatting with us about what God is doing in their lives. I thank them so much for sharing their music and their ministry with us here at PSTRNIMMONSTV. And we pray a special blessing upon them and pray that God will take them to that next level in Him. To you, our viewing audience, we thank you for stopping by our YouTube channel to see what we're up to and see what we've been doing, seeing what God is doing in our lives. Tune in next week for a brand new edition of PSTRNIMMONSTV. We're going to be dealing with the subject of sleeping with the enemy. This is a Bible lesson that we're sharing with our young people at Wayne State University's campus ministry of the Young Apostolic Students for Christ. So tune in next week. You don't want to miss it. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter. Join our Twitter and Facebook family. You can also visit our personal ministry website, michaelnimmons.com. That's where you can view Pastor Nimmons TV. You can read our blog, Pastor's Perspective. You can even download some of our ministry PowerPoints that we use for our Young Apostolic Students for Christ campus ministry. We just want to make our ministry accessible to you. Our motto is reaching 21st century young people with 21st century ministry. We thank you again for tuning in to this edition of the Pastor's Playlist. Until next time, we pray and we hope, as we always do, that you're being blessed by what you see at Pastor Nimmons TV.